Hello, buddy. Struggling to 1000 on Prodigal Duty. Welcome back to an episode of Kirby in the Forgotten Land plus Star-Crossed World. In the last episode, we managed to basically beat the main game story. And now, in this episode, we have one task involving to us now that we've actually rescued Elfalin and defeated his evil twin, Elphalis. Very first thing, after when you've beaten the game, the Gotcha Machine Volume 4 will now be available for you to purchase the Volume 4 figurines that you have not yet managed to claim. However, purchasing these capsules are most likely the fact that you're going to be getting the same ones they've already grabbed before, so just be wary of it. We've also got the Waddle Dee, Waddle Line corner stage. This will have the Waddle Dees play their instruments of all the songs you can actually hear in the game in your own free time. And what more, the Colosseum's logo is changed with 2 stars now. We can now participate in the Ultimate Cup in the Colosseum. We get to battle enemies that we fought against in the entire main game. And because we rescued every single Waddle Dee, there are statues of Elfalin and Kirby right in Waddle Dee Town. That you can see in your own free will. And if you want to increase the power of a copy ability, you can do just that. And now, finally, the cutscene. Kirby, I thought I might never see you again. I've never been so glad to be wrong. Now all I have to do is save the stories and change them back to their original forms. Oh, wow. I did not think it's actually going to say that text dialogue. I've actually never seen that before. Yeah, we can do it together, Kirby. And what more? Hey, look, Clawline is visiting our town. She looks a bit upset. Are you thinking what I'm thinking, Kirby? When things finally calmed down and the animals came to celebrate with us, Leonga was missing. I bet Clawline has been looking for him. She might have found something. We should ask her what's going on. Yeah, we could do that, but we're not going to. Because this episode, we're going to be heavily focusing on the Colosseum. First and foremost, we're going to talk to this Waddle Dee. We can see King Dedede just being his usual self. If we talk to Waddle Dee, he will give us the blueprint that King Dedede had with him from the get-go. This will allow us to become Masked Hammer Dedede, basically. So we'll go right in. We will use that blueprint. Right, so the weapon shop Waddle Dee is telling us about the ability to power up our abilities even more. All we need are just a few rare stones to raise the attack power. He calls the process ability Power Up. When you power up an ability, a plus icon will be added to show that its attack power has been increased. Use that attack extra power to beat some hard bosses. We could do that, but I'm not going to. Oh, I can't upgrade this yet. I need 1200 star coins and I only have 800 and something. Well, I guess we'll go to the Colosseum then. With the Ultimate Cup, every boss we fought in the main story will now be an option for us to fight against. And on the first time clearing it, we get a rare figurine for our trouble. There are 12 battles, and everything is random. So, just so random, I am also not going to be manually picking the Dragonfire ability. I'm going to be using whichever one the Colosseum gives me by default. And then changing it frequently whenever it comes around. Oh wow. Our first fight is against Meta Knight. And it's giving us the option of Buzzsaw Cutter and Time Crash. We still have attack power and speed power of 399 from when we did the final boss. So, let's go. Oh, right, of course. Walking into the sword actually counts as picking him up. Now, I'm not going to be able to do much commentary about what the boss fights actually do, in case I might have to go through them relatively fast. But there was one boss fight I didn't get to commentate on as much, which was the masked DDD fight before we managed to make it into Lab Discoverer for the first time. Oh god. Yeah, we never saw Meta Knight do that attack. That's the most devastating attack he can actually do, so just be careful with that. There we go. So, yeah, I can't 100% remember every single attack that masked Waddle Dee can actually do. But we saw roughly what he could do in Phase 1, but Phase 2 and 3 is a little bit of a different story. So we know about Tropic Woods where he drops these coconuts that actually, for some reason, explode. Oh, damn it. Yeah, Tropic Woods attacks actually just try to knock us back as a way of like wasting time. But we don't have to concern ourselves with rescuing Waddle Dees anymore because we've rescued every single one of them. Now we have Silly Dillo, and the one case where Time Crash does not work in this case, so we're sticking with Sword. Because Time Crash will only be useful for Phase 1, it will not be useful for anything else. There you go, just skip Phase 2 entirely. Yeah, having the attack up power when you purchase it in the Waddle Dee item shop is broken as heck. Because you can just breeze right through these boss fights. That's why I didn't bother upgrading the abilities even further, because it would have been like, hey, here's a boss fight. Done them in like 5 seconds for all I know. Now, you do remember me saying about when the Colosseums, you get the option to pick up these Maxim tomatoes, but then you have put down a random tangerine if you do happen to take one of the Maxim tomatoes. We can now be Dragonfire, so we're going to go ahead and do that. As we're now fighting Chloraline. Yeah. I can't avoid doing this really fast because obviously Dragonfire is a very broken ability, specifically when you have the attack up power. So, more than likely, these boss fights are going to be done relatively fast. Okay, we got DDD, but it's going to be the regular DDD, not the masked one. Okay, here we go. We know what his attack pattern is, so I don't have to comment on it personally. Obviously, while I'm actually doing this, it has actually been a bit since I did my last recording session, because the last episode I recorded was back on the 29th of January, and today's date is the 22nd of February, so it's been nearly exactly a month since my last recordings. The main reason why I haven't been doing my recordings frequently is because I've just not been in the best of all moods to do it, really. Because you really want me to be at my absolute happy mood, because otherwise my commentary is going to be a load of tosh. I'm going to be doing non-stop moaning and groaning, and you don't really want to hear me doing that. So that's why I wanted to hold back from doing recordings until I was in the right mood to say the right things at the right given moment. Now, reasons why I was not in a happy mood, I am not going to be going into detail about, because there's no reason to. And plus, I don't want you lot to actually feel like you're taking a heavy burden of hearing my rant about something that's happened to me in real life that's got nothing to do with either of you guys watching. So, we're just going to be focusing on beating these boss fights. That's just going to be a cakewalk, honestly. Maybe I should actually change the Dragonfire ability for when the Master DD one shows up, because otherwise we're going to be done with that one too fast again. I'm going to stick with what I have for the time being. I think we've got 5 fights left, actually. Look at this. We're just standing still, breathing fire on them. This is not really entertaining at all. There you go. Right, I'm going to drop the ability and I'm going to pick up Hammer. And there we go. So 4 fights left. So we have not done Mass DDD, which we're going to be doing now. We haven't fought Leonga. We haven't fought Elphalis, obviously, because to be honest, whatever your outcome is, like, the Mass DDD is not always the 4th last fight. It's actually, because sometimes you can actually have this boss fight first to now. But when you do the Ultimate Cup, when you have 3 fights left to do, it will always go down in the exact same order, no matter which order you do. It will always do Leonga first, then the gooey enemy that chases you down the corridor, that I can't remember his name, and then you fight Elphalis last. It will always do it in that order. So the way how you did those 3 boss fights in order at Lab Discoverer is exactly that order. No questions asked. Now here, Forgo DDD. We also remember that he does this hammer charge attack and create these fire columns. After that, he will then do this tornado attack, and he'll just like chase after you up to 3 times and get dizzy, which is your chance to then attack him. You'll then do this hammer swing attack once more. And now he's throwing his hammers down to create a fire puddle as a standing hazard, so you can't afford to descend in it. Then when you go into phase 2, you'll do this running formation. If you don't defeat him long enough, he will eventually decide to charge after you. He will stop on the third one, and then he'll go back into running again. And if you don't defeat him then, he will then do this. Slam his hand into the ground, creating the fire columns like he did with the hammers. And after that, go back to running. He will try to avoid you, and then he'll do this. He can summon allies to his side. That's basically all he does in phase 2 as far as I'm aware. If there's one other thing that he does, I am not 100% sure what it is. Now for the 3 boss fights we're going to be forced to do in order. Starting with Leonga. We didn't get to see much of his attack formations either. We know that he does these paw swiping entourage before. I think he does it on a certain part where I think. Oh, is he just doing that? Oh, he actually slams the ground. Okay, there we go. Right, now he's going to do this. We saw him do this attack. Yeah, just having him doing that constantly is a little bit dull, Leonga. Come on. I know you can do better attacks than that. Now comes to his mind control. And this is where he does the X swipe aura. First he goes down low, then up high, then back down low again. And after he does that, he will then go down to all fours and start chasing after you like he's going to bite you. He will be doing this about 3 runs, I want to say. Oh no, he's doing it too. But then he will fire a laser out of his mouth, which is a little bit weird. And then he'll probably just go back to his like aura swiping entourage attack. Right, I do need to use maximum tomato so I don't lose my life up. After beating him, we got some star coins for trouble. Now I'm going to change hammer back to sword. We are about to run out of our attack and speed ability, which is perfectly fine. I thought his name was Fecto Forgo. I didn't want to say it in case he was like spoiling it for something else. So we obviously know what his attack formation is. It just chases you down a corridor where he'll just occasionally charge right after you to where you were standing to try and bite you. There's nothing important about it. But here we go. The final fight against Elphalis once again. This time we are going to be seeing the full attack formations in a proper stance. You will see this animation every single time. As you remember what he does, he starts off by stabbing the floor, and then he'll do this. Summoning like aura swords to charge after your current position. He'll do this 3 times, and then he'll do this scepter. Well, whatever you want to say. I think it's like a scepter or something. I don't know. He'll like swipe after you and then just, yeah, go back to the stabbing the ground again. But phase 2 is where all the attacks happen. You remember he summons the meteors at the very beginning. Just keep running around. Watch out for those dark shadows. Because if you're in the dark shadow, you will take damage from the meteors. Then he'll go stab on the floor again. And then later on he'll teleport away to do this. Splitting himself up into 3. Then you have to find the real one. If you take too long, the aura thing will eventually tell you where it is. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to defeat him fast enough. It's kind of like it either summons an aura, but also at the same time heals. This attack we never got to see him do. It stabs the ground to eventually make more scepters land on, well, spatulas or whatever you want to call it. I want to call it a scepter or something. Okay, actually no, you know what, we're just going to call it a staff. So it puts this staff into the ground and makes more staffs appear in a formation line of 4 that creates an aura like charge attack in a way. It's hard to describe basically, but you kind of get what I'm trying to say by doing this meteor attack once again and eventually going stab on the floor. And it was doing that beam sword again. And there we go. That's it. Obviously, I could have done that more faster, but I wanted to actually commentate the last 4 fights specifically, because we didn't get to see all the attacks in those fights specifically, due to the fact of me having max attack and speed for 900 seconds, basically. So after defeating that, 1,500 star coins, 1 rare stone, and the guaranteed special figurine of Fecto Elphalis. The Elphalin we first met was born from a small, compassionate soul that hid behind greater invasive ambitions. Without a soul to tamper its power, the creature's spatial teleportation ability ran amok, opening mysterious vortices left and right. I'm not sure if that's how you say that word, but I'm going with it anyway. Now that they're whole again, they're already planning their next invasion. Now we can upgrade the hammer. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And upon doing this, we've opened up a new treasure road in the main world as well. So we're going to go out there and have a look. And it's right over there. This is basically just an attack enemy gauntlet trial, basically. No surprise in that front because a lot of them are like that. Obviously, I do not have my attack power anymore. So, when you do this, try your hardest not to do the this attack every time, because it can slow you down minorly. Sometimes doing the charge attack can also be like a little drag as well, but it can help you if you're being surrounded like that. Right, just walk on up, one swing, done. Fire columns are going to do minor damage to them, but it's not going to do enough to kill them, unfortunately. See, like that. You don't want your third attack to be like that, because you'll flatten the enemies, and then you're not going to be able to... you know, spawn the enemies fast enough. Okay, I'm not going to get the target time, unfortunately, because I've been slowed down by a snacker twice. Because we've only got 10 seconds left to beat Wild Bonkers. So I will focus on trying to do the target time in my own free time. But right now, I mean, it's only for 50 star coins, so it's not like it's going to be a major loss, ideally. Oh god. If I'm not careful, I'm going to end up losing my life up. So yeah, the main gimmick about that is don't get caught by the snacker, because if you get caught by one snacker, you've instantly lost the target time. So don't worry about that personally. Now if I go into the stage list real fast, and we go into it's not this one I need. It's this one I need. Right, okay. So we can see Natural Plains 7 of 7, Everbay Coast 8 of 8, Wandera Remains 9 of 9, Winterhorns 10 of 10, and Original Wastelands 10 of 10. But Red Gear Forbidden Lands, we got 12 of 13. There's a treasure road we have not yet done. And before you say anything, yeah, you can look here all you want, but it's not going to show up yet. I know where it is. It's over here. This treasure road will only show up after beating the post-game story of the main game story, which is located up here. Oh, Ellen is telling me about how Clawline found Elflin. So we'll climb up here, and you can see there is a dimensional portal right there that Clawline is actually looking at. As soon as you step on this tower, a cutscene will happen. Is this another mysterious vortex? What? What? You sense Leonka somewhere in there? Oh my gosh. This feeling. This is exactly how it felt when I was absorbed by my other half, Vector Elphalis. It's possible that, after that big battle, Leonga became trapped in this strange place. Come on, Kirby. We have to check it out. The post-game world, Isolated Isles, Forgo Dreams. In this world is made from super strong psychic energy that Elflin can feel. We have to be careful. With these areas, Forgo Plains and every stage after that, do they look familiar to you? Yeah, we got this area that looks like Wandera Remains. We got this area that looks like Winter Horns. We got this area that looks exactly like the original Wastelands. And we have Lab Discoverer in the very distance over there. And you can see an icon down there in the bottom right corner with a number 0 on it and a symbol that we've never seen before. What does all this mean? You'll find out in the next episode. Next time, we will be exploring the Forgo Plains and understanding what this area is and why it is here. See you guys then.